This is the story of three friends went on an adventure. The adventure is to the summit of Mount Diablo. This is our story. I arrived at Nick's house a little bit early and I caught him having breakfast.
So, we're about to climb Mount Diablo. To some, it seems pretty small, but it's not. Relative to sea level, it's actually pretty damn high.
Yeah.
Also, I just got out of my surgery on my left shoulder, and as you can see here, I'm using it right now to eat this amazing cereal. Also, we're waiting on our last crew member, who seems to be taking forever. If you go on a trip with someone, just make sure they're reliable.
While Nick was finishing his breakfast, our last team member arrived. Just to note that when we refer to Mount Diablo as Mount Everest, it's just a colloquialism.
My name is Ignacio Mutia. I'm going to conquer Mount Everest today because my girlfriend died trying to conquer this crazy, brutal mountain. And I'm going to finish what she started by conquering the Mounts of Everest with my companion Nick and Josh. That is my story of what I'm going to do today. Let's get going, Nick.
I brought sunscreen just in case we have to deal with that deadly radiation we might encounter.
Quickly we set off in Ignacio's Jeep. It was a quick drive since we were very close to the entrance. Once we arrived, we quickly paid the fee to get in, parked, and set off.
Okay. Class number 9 closed, $6.
After quickly paying or told to get in, we parked and began setting our gear right. It's the first time Nick has worn a backpack since surgery and he still has to get adjusted. Ignacio's in the car preparing his gear as well. He brings out a giant bottle of hand sanitizer to make sure our hands are clean for the hike. We'll be using our hands a lot, so we want to have clean hands. Our first landmark we were going to head towards was Mitchell Rock. It was just outside the parking lot, and it was very monolithic. After setting our bearings, we headed out, quickly through a new garden that at this time of the season was very barren. Started at the trailhead, and both Ignacio and Nick just did some light stretching to make sure that their legs were ready for the hike. The hike is going to be very tenuous and strenuous, so we ought to have loose legs.
The more the merrier.
Don't worry about it.
The morning sun was just peeking above the foothills of Mount Diablo as we walked through them. The road was very muddy, and it's very tricky to navigate. The mud would often stick to your shoes and weigh your feet down by a few pounds, making it more difficult to travel.
Really?
We made good time and arrived at Mitchell Rock very quickly. The sun's first rays were just hitting it as we walked up. From here, you could get a great view of the surrounding valley and foothills of Mount Diablo. You can also see the quarry very chiseled from its long use.
Almost untouched by time. It's amazing. Not many people see this view. Only the dedicated. And here you can see the trail we're gonna go on next. And
the trails are split ahead of us. One is a very steep way, and the other one is a very easy way. We chose the steeper way because it's much faster, even though it is much harder.
You'll be going so fast you feel like there's lightning. That part burns with the intensity of balls smacking into your back.
After a few more minutes of hiking, we came to another landmark. Although we did not know what it was called, it was more like a cliff face with a few greenleaf manzanilla trees growing out of the side. It would be great rock climbing for another day, but for today, we had to continue hiking. We had a great view of the summit from here, which looked very distant, but within grasp. We also had a view of our next landmark we were heading towards, which is both Twin Peaks and Eagle Peak. We also began talking about various things while on our hike and breaking.
People sled down on Mount Everest, right? Isn't that
people have known to do that, but not usually. Only if there's snow will sometimes do that.
Dude, it's Everest. Of course there's snow.
What, they don't go mud sledding?
No, it's not as popular, oddly enough.
Oh. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
The landmarker denoted that Eagle Peak was about 2,400 feet above sea level. We had made it to our first major landmark.
Show that you land on a soft.
The view is quite magnificent. You can see both the North Peak and the Summit Peak, as well as several fire roads that go down the ridges.
Eating the man food. Okay. Toughest rocks, hard as nails. You know, you want to be an amphibian if you're trying to hike up Mount Everest. I mean, Diablo.
To make up for the time that we took breaking, we quickly did a quick trail run down from Eagle Peak to our next leg of the trail. This took us about a minute and a half, even though it took us about half an hour to get to Eagle Peak. From here, the trail had widened out, and the view is more towards North Peak than the summit.
This part is savage. I mean, this road is just
the hardest hiking, and there's just, you can see that you can't see for miles.
You never know
you can't see for miles, so you never know what could pop out.
You never know what's gonna happen. I mean, a Hummer H1 could just drive up out of anywhere. Those things are synced for a reason.
And I forgot to bring my bowing match. So.
Many hikers say that the fire roads on Everest are the most savage things in the world. I should see why.
Sometimes.
As we took a bend around the trail, both Nick and Ignacio started messing around about the altitude.
Dangers of dihydrogen monoxide.
I think the air here is turning into helium, because my voice has turned into a sissy nerd voice.
Oh, really? Because mine's going quite the opposite.
I think we're affected differently by helium, Nick.
Yeah, it must be.
How weird. It must be the radiation spicing. It's a red thing in the tree.
A red thing in the tree?
It's a red thing in the tree.
Is it a double red thing in the tree?
No, it's not a double red thing. Maybe. Could be. Let's check it out.
We took another bend, and the ground started getting frosty. All the leaves and little pebbles were frozen. And we came across an old horse drinking spot. The funny thing is, the whole surface of the pail was frozen.
Yeah, my fingers are getting kind of cold.
There's
Ice.
There's bugs in here. Oh my god. Isn't that epic?
Can I smack you backside the head with one of these, please? No, please. Nick, I said please. That means I can do it.
Wait.
Oh.
We're going to throw it.
I'm gonna kick it.
I kind of want to. But whatever.
Hold your breath and bite your teeth. Ready?
See, it wasn't that bad.
This has a bug in it. Don't hit me with a bug.
Okay. That's so cool.
Now look.
So cool.
I said big and black.
We had our fun, but this is where the trails started getting extremely steep and treacherous.
No, come on, man. No!
I can't make it. Go on without me.
No!
No.
Oh, no, the right arm.
I can't make it. You're gonna have to drag me.
No!
Oh, come on. You got this.
Oh my god! Why does Everest have to be so high? These damn fire roads!
How much longer until base camp?
We're not going to base camp.
We're going all the way?
We're going all the way.
Okay.
Home run.
Hell yes.
The peak's only over there, Nick.
All the way up there?
The peak's just over there.
Over there?
Just over there.
We had finally reached the side of the mountain, the point where there's a junction of several trails. We could take our last trail, Devil's Elbow. But first, we found a frozen pond.
You won't go straight across.
Oh, I took that trail when I hiked here, and then I came to right there, I think. Or I came to right here, I don't know what I did. Nick, it's not safe.
It's same for you.
That was fun. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. I can't get out.
Oh my god. No way.
Oh god. Oh shit.
What's that across?
Oh shit.
Spread your feet out.
That was amazing. Thank God with Gore-Tex.
Oh my god.
The peak was within reach, but this next part of the trail was the most tiring part of the whole climb. It was so tiring that we actually had to lay down and take a break once we made it to the trailhead of the last portion.
Screw Everest. Yeah.
We finally made it to the lower summit.
I know.
We're just within reach, but we took our lunch here in hopes that we could make it on our last jaunt.
It seems to be a small hike, but it wasn't. We made it to the lower summit at least.
So we're about to go up to the upper summit. Spend a little bit. Then
We had our lunch, and that was yummy.
I'm really dying here. Josh, really dying.
I'm feeling quite better, except for my hands.
Dude, I'm gonna feel this tomorrow.
I feel this tomorrow. My hands have broken off because they're so cold.
Mine's still like cold.
You had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.